85%. Om Sadashivasamaramбхаम् Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः. देवाय तस्मै नमः. I'm audible, no?
Yes. Yes, Jagmeet.
Okay. Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna uvacha
evam satatayukta ye
evam satatayukta ye
bhaktas-tvam paryupasate
bhaktas-tvam pariyupasate
ye chapyaksharam-avyaktam
ye chapyaksharam-avyaktam
tesham ke yoga-vittamaha.
tesham ke yoga-vittamaha.
Shri Bhagavan-uvacha
Shri Bhagavan-uvacha
Maya Veshyamano ye mam
Maya Veshyamano ye mam
Nitya-yukta upasate
Nitya-yukta upasate
Shraddhaya parayopetaha
Shraddhaya parayopetaha
Te me yuktatamamataha
Te me yuktatamamataha
Ye tvaksharamanirdesyam
Ye tvaksharamanirdesyam
Avyaktam paryupasate
Avyaktam pariyupasate
Sarvatra gamachintyancha
Sarvatra gamachintyancha
Kutasthamachalaṁ dhruvam
Kutastamachalam dhruvam
Sanniyamyendriyagramam
Sanniyam yendriya gramam
Sarvatra samabuddhayah
Sarvatra samabuddhayaha
Te prapnuvanti mameva
Te prapnuvanti mameva
Sarvabhutahite rataah
Sarvabhuta hite rataha
Kleshodhikatarastesham
Kleshodikatarastesham
Avyakta sakta chetasam
Avyakta sakta chetasam
Avyakta hi gatir dukkham
Avyakta hi gatir dukkham
देहवद्भिरवाप्यते.
देहवद्भिरवाप्यते.
So this chapter, as we saw last time, begins with Arjuna's question, asking about the direct question, asking which are greater, who are more, who shall we say, who are superior, the Saguna Brahma Bhaktaha or Nirguna Brahma Bhaktaha. So by now he has understood these words, Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. So now he can use those words in his conversation. And so, even though he did not use those specific words, he is indicating that by saying Evam. So Evam Vishwarupa Bhaktaha, they are better, they are greater, or Aksharam Avyaktam Paryupasate. That is Nirguna Brahma. Ye Paryupasate. Which of those two are great? K Yoga Vittamaha. Very pointed question. And so we're beginning to see Bhagavan's answer to that. Maya Veshya Mano Yema Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yuktatamaha Mataha. Te Yuktatamaha, those people who have their minds in me, who are focused on me, who do worship Upasate of me with Shraddha, with boundless Shraddha, Paraya Shraddaya. Okay, those people means those Vishwarupa Bhaktaha that you're talking about, or in general Saguna Ishvara Bhaktaha, they are superior, no doubt. Very clear there. And now he is going to tell the next part of the answer, which is the shloka number 3, which we have to do today. Yetu aksha yetu. The minute the two comes, you know that the answer is continuing. On the other hand, okay, Vailakshanya Jyotanartham tu, like that we say in Sanskrit. So when we study all the bhashyams and all, there is a certain things we begin to understand, So Vailakshanya Jyotanartham means what? For for highlighting the contrasting, the contrast, Vailakshanyam. The word tu is used, like that we say. So ye tu. Because we know the one part was answered. Tu aksharam anideshyam avyaktam paryupasana. On the other hand, those who worship the avyaktam, the same word that was used by Arjuna in Shloka number, correct? Ye chapi aksharam avyaktam, he had said. So those ye tu, on the other hand, those who worship that avyaktam, okay, that is the question here. So let's look at it. So those people, so how do we understand these two? Saguna Brahma Upasakaha. All of us are Saguna Brahma Upasakaha. We begin our life with Saguna Brahma. Okay, maybe Upasanam, meditation was not in our things to do. But in time, we do Dhyanam also. So our Saguna Brahma Upasanam includes puja and prayer and then continues until Dhyanam. Then what happens? Really speaking, only then Shravanam starts. Shravanam. So remember, Nirguna Brahma Upasakaha this side. We saw last time, it is not going to be easy to meditate on Nirgunam Brahma because what do you meditate? This is the question. You need an object, you need a concept at least. So we highlight the Tattvamasi Mahavakya. So there are various types of upasanas. And that can only be done only after Shravanam is done. Without Shravanam, you can't do Nirguna Brahma Upasana because Nirguna Brahman is not understood. You can't meditate on something that is not understood, really speaking. Correct? It's not, Soham. Some people say Soham meditation. Okay, I don't say it's wrong or right and all that. Let them do Soham meditation. But what is Soham has to be understood. Then the Soham meditation will be useful, will be beneficial. Otherwise, it's all right, Soham meditation. And so, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam comes under the category of Nirguna Brahma Upasanam. Remember that. Okay. So keep that in mind. And so that is what he is referring to. Those are the people because they're constantly thinking about this Aksharam only. Because Shravanam is always about Aksharam. Remember, Vedanta Shravanam, Advaita Vedanta Vichara is Akshara Brahma Vidya. It is not Saguna Brahma Vidya. Please understand this. We are asking, who is this God? The minute you ask this God, we are not asking about, tell us more about the real estate value in Vaikunta. How much do I have to save money here? And so that I can get some piece of land there. Is not that kind of discussion at all. Why? We begin to appreciate that any place, any location is limited, and anything that is limited is anityam. And so one is welcome to go to such places, but that cannot be the end in itself. And therefore, tell me more. Therefore, Atma Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam, etc. becomes very important. And therefore, in these three shlokas, 3, 4, and 5, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is going to uh, refer to that Jnana Yoga, really, or Nirguna Brahma Upasakaha. Either way, is going to refer to those Upasakaha. And first word is what? Aksharam. Aksharam paryupasate. Those ye aksharam paryupasate. Ye tu. On the other hand, those who worship, those who do upasanam, those who study, do shravanam, mananam, and nididhyasanam of aksharam. Okay. And understand that this sentence has ye. A ye has to be followed by they or something like that. Some form of that they, right? And you find that they only in the next shloka. Okay. Shloka number 4, second line, you will see te prapnuvanti. So really speaking, this shloka is only half of the entire sentence. Okay. So let's continue. Aksharam. Aksharam, we have seen at least 2 times. Well, in this shloka itself, that same word, ye chap aksharam abhyaktam, Arjuna asked the question aksharam. Then in the 8th chapter, Kim tad Brahma kimadhyatmam, like that Arjuna asked the question, right? Kim tad Brahma kimadhyatmam. Okay, to that Krishna's answer is what? Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavodhyatmam Uchyate. So one word answer he gives. Kim tad Brahma Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Like that he had said. And so that is Aksharam Paramam Brahma is referring to Nirgunam Brahma. We saw it last time. And so meaning of Aksharam is what? Ksharam na vidyate yasya. There is no question of decline. There is no question of dissipation. There is no question of degeneration. There is no question of deterioration. That is called Aksharam. That is why in our language, Devanagari, Hindi, etc., Aksharam. In all languages, we have to have Aksharam. The letter is called Aksharam. The single letter of the alphabet of any language is called Aksharam. Why? Because you can break down paragraphs into sentences. Sentences can be broken down into words. Words can be broken down into aksharas. Then for aksharas, there is no more breaking down. Therefore, aksharam. So, the akshara has even more meaning than simply the word letter in English. Okay. So, that is aksharam. Ye aksharam paripasate. And then he uses another word. Let's look at Avyaktam. Okay. Anirudesham will come to a bit later. Avyaktam also, Avyaktam. Vyaktam means manifest. Avyaktam means unmanifest. Vyaktam means perceptible, tangible. Avyaktam means intangible, imperceptible. Okay. So imperceptible means what? With the sense organs, you cannot grasp this. You cannot objectify that. That's called avyaktam. So 5 sense organs are there, and these sense organs are all, like thermometer, it pulls data from the Jagat. And then whatever idea we have of this world comes through this 5 senses. That is the only way we learn. That's the data it gives. Mind is operating, but then primary input pratiksha is only the eyes and ears, etc. Sensor. Okay. And that is why the Jagat, one word for Jagat is what? Prapancha. Prapancha. Prakarshena panchaha. Panchabhutanam vyaktam. So, look at this. The 5 segmented world is called prapancha. Why 5 segments? Well, because of the 5 sense organs. Why 5 sense organs? Well, Panchabhuta. Go to Panchabhuta also. That is also Panchabhuta. Sense organs are also Pancha. So a world consisting of Panchabhutani is called Prapancha. Panchabhutas Sukshma is Avyaktam, but then manifests as this gross world, Prapancha. So again, the word Prapancha is a significant word. It's a loaded word. It contains in it the entire process of Srishti in it. So Tattva Bodha should come to us. Panchi Karanam, all that will be there here. So anyway, that is Prapancha, that is Vyaktam. And Avyaktam, of course, is not manifest. Not manifest, often referred to Maya. But here this Avyaktam is not referring to Maya because Aksharam is used. Aksharam is used, therefore it doesn't refer to Maya, it refers to Nirgunam Brahma. Okay, that we can make a note here. And then, of course, he's going to say later, Mam. Okay, 4th shloka, he's going to continue and says, Mam. Mameva prapnuvad. So, Mam Aksharam. The Aksharam me they will gain, that he says. Aksharam me they will gain means what? So this is crazy because Krishna is the beautiful Krishna we all know, we can visualize. The Krishna that was born in Mathura, etc. Beautiful stories are there. And therefore Madhurashtakam is there. Adharam Madhuram. Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram. Your eyes are so beautiful, hey Krishna. And then Hasitam Madhuram, your smile is just so captivating. I know you're doing mischief, but still it is captivating. We don't like mischief, but your mischief somehow I like. Okay. So what about all that? The Aksharam and that, is there any connection? Well, there is the connection is what? Really speaking, there is no connection because that Adharam Madhuram refers to what? Refers to Apara Prakriti. Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti. There are two. My nature is 2 types like that. Bhagavan Krishna had said in the 7th chapter itself, Bhumi Rapo Nalo, 7th or 8th, I forget now. Not 8, it can't be 8, it has to be 7. 7, yeah. So, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayuhu Kam Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankara iti yamme bhinna Prakriti Rashtada. Prakriti Rashtada. Ashtada Prakriti. He is referring to Apara Prakriti. Maya. Then next is Shloka 7.4 or 5. 4 is this, 5 is the next one. Then Apareya Mitastwanya. Apara. Well, this is one thing, but there is another aparam. Aparam means another. Itastvanyam. He says that. Vidhi prakriti mem param. Okay. Jiva bhutam mahabaho. And that para prakriti yayedam dharyate jagat 7.5. That para prakriti is what sustains dharyate jagat. That by which the world is sustained is, and including apara prakriti, is this para prakriti. So we have to understand that as Nirgunam Brahma. Okay, so therefore, this change, Jagat means change. And so all change has to be sustained by that which just does not change. That is the indication there. And so then what the next question is, Prapancha is perceived through Pancha Indriyani, Jnanendriyani. Therefore, Krishna is not perceived by these sense organs. Therefore, what about the mind? Love, emotions are all not perceived through the sense organs. Fear, there is no fear anywhere. Fear is here. There is no anxiety anywhere. Anxiety is here. There is no elation anywhere. Elation is here. I am elated, I say. Nobody can say, point, look at that elation. They can't say. It's all here. So, I can't see all these mental vrittis, but I can feel it. I can feel it. We use those words constantly. Every day we use those words. I don't know. I know. That also is right here only. It is not out there. It's all here only. So there are so many things which do not require the sense organs. Those were good days. Those were good days, We had many good days, right? Childhood days, whatever it is, school days, college days, depending on what our good days were, right? Good times. Those were good times. And so our times in Delhi were very good. So means what? Now I'm not in Delhi, but those were good times. And so it's all here. It used to be Pratyaksham before, but now it's all here. So now I don't need the sense organs to recall those good days. So therefore, Krishna is avyaktam, okay, indriya gocharam. But maybe the mind can grab Krishna somehow. And so look at this next word here. Let's go to the next line. Sarvatragama, we'll see that later. Achintyam. Achintyam. Okay. Avyaktam, achintyam. By the way, don't think you can use the mind to figure out Krishna or think of Krishna or visualize Krishna. Not possible. Achintyam. Not possible. Okay. And so previously, Indriya Agocharam, you can make a note if you don't know. Agocharam. Gocharam means tangible, perceptible, perceivable. Perceivable is even better. Perceivable. And Agocharam means not perceivable. Previously, Indriya Agocharam, not perceivable by the sense organs. Now, Achintyam, Mano Agocharam. These words are used in Vedanta constantly. Agocharam. And so, therefore, Achintyam. Okay. Now, let's look at this word, Achintyam. Then, hey, you've got something that is not perceptible, not thinkable, not objectifiable, but you still have some words like Brahma and all this words that are used to. How come you have words that to describe that, the undescribable? Okay, how come you have words? Yes. See, for example, you take the word this laptop. There was a time when there was no laptop. There was a computer, but there was no laptop. But was the word laptop there at that time? When there was no laptop, was the word laptop there in the dictionary? Not there in the dictionary, because if it were there, it would refer to an object, and that object was not there to begin with. Therefore, not only the object laptop was quote unquote invented, but also the word laptop had to be invented. Likewise, computer also. The first time IBM or whatever, whoever made the first computer, that machine was made, huge machine it is, which would do some calculations, basic calculations. Okay, mechanical machine, it will do calculation. And then slowly, but they had to call it something. They call it calculating machine, I think. Then calculator. Then computer word was not there. Compute word was there, but computer word was not. Computer word was just one letter. Look at that. One letter created a word which we use every day today. Correct? So object has to be made. Then a word has to be found to refer to that object. Okay. Now you are saying this is not perceivable, this is not thinkable, achintyam, everything ho gaya. And that means it is non-existent, I think. It is non-existent, right? Well, before we go to non-existent, it appears non-existent and you are saying there should not be any word also. Correct. And Bhagavan Krishna says correct. You're right. That is why he's using the word anirdeshyam. Anirdeshyam. That anirdeshyam means nirdesha. Nirdesha means which you can explicitly say, which you can describe, which you can specify. Okay? Beautiful words these are, and logical. That which can be categorically talked about, specified, described is called nirdeshyam. And here Bhagavan is saying anirdeshyam. Anirdeshyam. That is why most of our words here, aksharam, aksharam, not ksharam. Ksharam, the entire world is ksharam, not ksharam. Hey, everything is in the negative. Everything is negative. Aksharam, avyayam, okay, nirvikaraha. So all nir are opposites.
Avyaktam. Avyaktam.
Avyaktam,
Ameyam.
okay, ameyam. All these things are aprameyam. So that's because it is anirdeshyam. You can't categorically say. Even Tattvabodha, the author of Tattvabodha cannot say it categorically. That is why he say Atmakaha. He has to give a long answer. That answer, Panchakoshatitaha, Avasthatraya Sakshi. Like that he says, Panchakosha is clear. Panchakosha Atitaha. Hey, you're using some existing word, object, and then you're saying it is not that object. It is not that thing. Avasthatraya Sakshi. Hey, Avasthatraya is crystal clear to all of us. There are only 3 states of experience, but Atma is not any one of them. It is not even the fourth one. There is no fourth state because Avasthatraya only. Otherwise, we should have studied 4 states right in the beginning. No. Before, Anirdeshyam, not describable. Very beautiful word there. And because some of these, they're all connected words, they're all related, but not identical, correct? Related, but not identical meaning. So I thought it's good to mention all these things. And sure enough, that Brahma is not easy to describe. Why Brahma is not easy to describe? Let's talk about something here. This is our friend, favorite pot, right? This is the Coimbatore pot. Now, Coimbatore, by the way, there are many pots. Ashram also is close by. So you'll have a lot of pots in the ashram. And so this is one of the many pots in Coimbatore. All right. Now tell me. Tell me. Is the pot in the pen or is the pen in the pot?
Pen in the pot.
Pen is in the pot, correct? Pen is in the pot. And now?
Pen is supporting the pot.
Pen is
Pot
supporting.
on the pen.
Pot is on the pen. Okay, we change the language slightly. In, on, we make some subtle differences. And then we say pot is on the pen. Okay, pot is on the pen. All right, we'll take that. Okay. Pen and pot. Now I'm showing you two objects in my hand. One is clay and one is pot. Clay is clay. I mean, you all understand clay. That's why I'm using the word clay. And then there is a word called pot also. Pot also you understand? Now tell me, is clay in the pot?
Yes.
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 Yes, everybody seems to say yes. Clay is in the pot. All right.
Clay is the pot.
Now, clay is in the pot. Is pot in the clay? Or pot is on the clay?
No.
In
Is
the,
clay. In the clay.
what is in the clay?
In the clay.
Oh, pot is in the clay and clay is in the pot also.
No.
Pot.
What is,
No,
What is in the
clay is in the pot.
Clay is in the pot. Clay is in the pot. Pot supports clay, correct? Clay is in the pot means pot supports clay.
no.
Pen is in the pot. Therefore, pot supports pen. Therefore, if you say clay is in the pot, pot supports clay. Yes or no?
No.
clay sustains
Pot
the
is made up of
Pot is
clay.
is clay.
What is clay?
You said pen is in the clay. I mean, pen is in the pot. That means pot supports pen.
No. Pen and
Yeah,
pot
pot
are
supports
different.
pen. That's right. Pot supports pen.
Pot supports pen. Of course, I don't think does anybody disagree that pot supports pen?
No, but these are two different objects.
Two different objects.
Two different objects. Okay. So therefore, but so clay supports pot. I mean, clay is in the pot. If you say, you're saying that I can't use the same logic I used with the pen pot to say that pot supports clay. There, pen is in the pot. Pot supported pen. Here, clay is in the pot, but I can't say pot supports clay. That's what you're saying, correct? Because if you said the pot supports clay, you know what kind of an error it is? How big an error it is? After studying about Satyam and Mithya, where we say clay supports pot, how can you say pot supports clay? Clay supports pot. Is that a right or wrong answer?
Right answer.
Right.
Clay became pot.
Clay supports pot is a right answer. Like pot supports pen. Clay supports pot. Clay supports.
Clay, pot is made of clay.
If clay supports pot, pot is in the clay. If clay supports pot, pot is in the clay.
Yes. Pot is in the clay. Before it became that shape, it was in a manifest form.
Pot is infused with clay.
Pot is in the clay.
Pot is infused with clay.
If
Its
pot is
existence is because of
if
clay.
if pot is in the clay, how can you say it's a clay pot? You can say, is it? See, pen is in the pot. You don't say pen to pot. Pen is in the pot, okay. But clay is in the pot or pot is in the clay, you don't say potted clay.
But
Without
we can
clay,
say
there is no pot.
Different entities.
clay became the pot. Or
So you have to use a different language. You have to use a different language.
Pen and pot are made of different materials.
Pen and pot are made of different materials. They are different objects altogether. That is why in which chapter did we study? Matstani sarva bhutani maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina
Nine.
matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. Correct?
Nine chapter.
Matstani sarva bhutani, he said. Right? Matstani sarva bhutani means what? Sarva bhutani. All beings are in me. Mayi tishtati. All beings are in me. All beings are in me. Like the clay can say, pot is in me. And the world of clay objects, all those objects are in me. Just like you said, pot is supported by clay. Okay. The next sentence he says, Nacha matstani bhuta. Opposite of what he said in the previous shloka. Then Bhagavan says, no. That's not totally correct. Matstani sarva bhutani can't be true. Therefore, nacha matstani bhutani. It's as though Bhagavan is changing his mind. If Bhagavan changes mind, then we're all finished. We're all finished. Bhagavan changes mind. No, I'll change my mind. I've changed my mind. So, nacha matstani bhutani. That is because he says, clay says, no, pots are not in me. Pots are in me, but pots are not in me because there is no separate object called pot. I'm the one giving oxygen to all pots. And pot is not a separate object to say pot is in me. Therefore, here itself, we have a problem. So when we talk about Atma and Brahma, we get into this kind of a problem. Right? Pot itself is mithya. Mithya is what? That which is existent dependently. That which exists dependent on something else. Or another definition for pot is what? You cannot categorically say that it exists. Pot exists, and you cannot categorically say that pot does not exist. Anirvachaniyam. That word is there, anirvachaniyam. So, that is the status of all objects in this world. Existing? Yeah, existing. Not existing? Yeah, there is some truth to that also. Some truth to that also. Why? Because it's all mithya. Its existence is not its own existence. It is borrowed existence. Okay. That is for all objects. What about Brahma? Brahma also, like Krishna is changing, Matstani sarvabhutani, then nacha matstani sarvabhutani. Therefore, you can't categorically say anything. Brahman supports the world? Yes. But Brahman is independent of the world also. How can you support the world and be independent of the world?
Because he's not affected by the world, like
Not affected by the world. Like this, like the pen, the ink is almost gone. Okay, I'll show you that also. So ink is not there here. Somewhere here, the ink. So ink is gone. This is constantly being used. Pot, nothing seems to happen to the pot. It's the same pot. 3 years ago, also same pot. So independent, right? Whatever happens with the pen does not affect the pot. Does not affect the pot. Is it like that?
No.
Hey, it's not like that. It's like that, but not like that. It's like that in the sense of independence that Mohiniji is saying, but it's not like that because they're not two different things. World is not separate from them. And so, therefore, you really can't describe Brahma also. Jagat also you can't describe categorically. Brahma also you can't describe categorically. But guess what? Brahma is you. Whether I can describe myself properly or not, I exist. Okay, I exist. That existence is Brahma. Okay, self-existent also does not need anybody else's approval or support to exist. And so, therefore, anirdyasham, understand anirdyasham. cannot be categorically described. We can describe in circuitous way. Not this, not that, not this, not that, like that. That's why neti becomes very important in Advaita Vedanta study. Okay. And we've seen similar shlokas before also. Karmanya karma yaf pashyed, akarmani cha karma yaha. What is this? Karmani akarma yaf pashyed. In action, one who sees inaction. And in inaction, one who sees action. We spent a lot of time on this. This is how it is. Yanisha sarva bhutana. Tasyam jagati samyami. Yasyam jagrati bhutani. Sa nisha pashyato munehe. Which chapter is it?
Grandhi Shlokas.
Second chapter, correct. Second chapter. So that's how it is. That is how it is. That is why anirdeshyam, it will always be like that. It will always be like that. Why? Because there is only Satyam. Everything else that I think is real is really not fully real. Okay. That is the nature of our inquiry and nature of Vastu, Brahma. And so, but then you might say, wait. Taste, sweetness is also anirdeshyam or nirdeshyam. A taste called sweetness or salty. Is it nirdeshyam or anirdeshyam?
Nirdesham.
Nirdesham.
Anirdesham.
It is anirdeshyam. Anirdeshyam cannot be categorically defined. You look up the dictionary. There will be a way of saying it is one of the five senses typically attributed to sugars or something like that. That is not the definition of sweetness. Tell me what sweetness is. I want to know. If you eat sugar, then the taste you get is called sweetness. Okay, that is okay. That is not the definition of sweetness. It's not the definition of sweetness. Therefore, you can't define there itself anirdeshyam. And so, but their sweetness is experienceable, correct? Experienceable. At least you say, okay, put this in your mouth. You got the taste. Okay, that taste is called sweetness. At least there we can agree that kind of taste is sweet. And consistently, sugary substances give you the same taste. Consistency is also there, right? Occasionally like that, occasionally like this means we have a problem. So we agree that is sweet. Okay, experienceable. Therefore, Brahma, Nirgunam Brahma is what? Something like sweetness, which cannot be described, anirdeshyam, but should be experienced. Correct? That is why the whole world is going after experiencing Brahma. You know why? You know why that mistake is committed? The mistake is committed because how can you experience yourself? For any experience, you need two things. The experiencer is needed, the object of experience is needed. And when these two come in contact with each other, there is an experience. Okay? There is an experience. And so now I've got all kinds of experiences. I got tired of it. Now I want Atma experience. This is called spiritual, correct? I'm telling you, the spiritual world, if you ask them, this is what they will say. They will nod their head. Yes, I want to experience Brahma. Because they don't know any better. They've not been told better. And the people who act as they know also misdirect, misguide all of them. You have to experience Atma, they say. The reason this is said is the person has not studied the Shastram. Shastram is not a manual of how to experience. Shastram takes us, it's a pramanam. Pramanam. Pramanam means what? That which reveals the nature of something. Why do we say eyes are pramanam? Eyes are pramanam because it reveals something, right? It reveals something. Immediately you see this. What is this?
Glasses.
These are glasses. Are you practicing classes or are you theorizing classes? Is it theory or practice?
It is a
These are-
pramana to see.
It's a pramanam to see. Therefore, neither are you theorizing classes nor are you practicing classes. When pramanam is involved, the question of theory and practice will not go away. They will not be there at all. Sorry. Will not be there at all. Will not be there at all. When jnanam is involved, there's no question of theory and practice. Means when something is to be known, which is the job of a pramanam, there's no theory and practice. Theory and practice is involved where karma is involved, theory and practice. When something is done, to be done, and to get some karma phalam. What are the 4 types of karma phalam? Utpadyam, apyam, samskaryam, vikaryam. For those things, karma is required, theory and practice is there. We think the whole world is only theory and practice, but we forget pramanam. Veda is a shabda pramanam, my dear friends. And pramanam is, we will not talk about theory and practice. Pramanam will reveal the vastu, reveal my true nature, Atma. What is my true nature? That is why Shankaracharya says in one of the commentaries, in one of the shlokas here in Bhagavad Gita, Asampradaya with murkhavat upekshaniyaha. The one who has not been exposed to the Shastram, don't go near him. Murkhavat. Murkhavat means just like you don't go near people who are just dull-witted and don't know anything, they will just take you off in the wrong track. You stay away from such people. Treat the Asampradaya with also like that, he says. Why? Because they will make you believe in things that is just not possible. And take you on a long track. I'm going to experience Atma. Atma experience. Atma experience. Every experience there is Atma. There is experience itself is not possible without Atma. Therefore, Anirdeshyam, very important word. Will not describable, all right. Not experienceable also. Okay. And so, therefore, in our shlokas also we have all these words. Aprameyam, somebody mentioned Ameyam. Ameyam is Aprameyam also. Same thing. Means what? That which cannot be an object of thought. Cannot be categorically known. Like I know so many things, you can't know Atma. Atma is not another thing to be known. Okay. And therefore, Aprameyam. Aprameyo Hrishikesho. Aprameyo Hrishikesho. Amara Prabhu, like that you get in Vishnu Sahasranam. Okay. Aprameyo. Padmanabho Amara Prabhu. Okay. So, Aprameyaha. Anirdesha Vapu Shriman. Ameyatma. Okay. Anirdesha Vapu. Vishnu as a form is Nirdesha. You talk about, everybody is talking about how great Vaikuntha is. That is all Nirdeshyam. But Vishnu is fundamentally Anirdesha Vapu Shriman. Okay. They're indicating that. Vastu is being indicated there. And so, therefore a doubt comes. Maybe you're a non-existent thing you're making, somehow using all these words, you're making it sound like it is existent. It's non-existent. You're talking about a non-existent thing, my dear friend. Don't you understand this? Yeah, you could be right. You could be right, except for one thing. Except for one thing. It is you. That Brahma, this Anirdesha Vapu Shriman is you. Vishnu also is that Anirdesha Vapu. You are also Anirdesha Vapu. Your fundamental nature is Anirdesha Vapu. That is the saving grace. That is why there are people like us studying this. That saving grace. That is the saving grace.
That is the difference between Buddhism and ours.
That's what they say. But we have to talk to Buddha somehow and find out, is this what you said? And we have a doubt that Buddha may not have said it. Yeah, okay, let's say. We have to go by what the popular, what's in vogue. And so, yeah, you can say that. And therefore, don't say God is nowhere. Just put a comma between now and where. Make it God is now here. Not God is nowhere. God is now here. Okay. So here means right now, right here. Atra, iha eva. So, and also, not just it is you. Krishna is not saying you exist, therefore this is existent. He's going to use a big word. It's called sarvatragam. Sarvatragam. Where did we encounter this word before? Sarvatragam.
Sarvatra gamachintyam cha kutasthamachalam dhruvam.
That is what we are studying. But before that, where did we encounter? Before this. Okay. In the 9th chapter. Yatha kashasthito vayuhu. Yatha kashasthito vayuhu. Yatha kashasthito nityam. Vayu sarvatra gomaha. 9th chapter. Go back. 9.6 or 9.5. Yatha kashasthito nityam. Vayu sarvatra gomaha. We saw the word sarvatra gomaha. They are referring to Vayu. They say just like Vayu is just roaming all over in Akasha. That Akasha I am, he says, in which the whole world roams around. Okay? That's what he said there. But here, referring to Nirgunam Brahma Sarvatra Gam. Sarvatra Gaha, there, Prathama Vibhakti, here Dvitiya Sarvatra Gam Upasate, right? Therefore, object of meditation is Sarvatra Gam. Sarvatra Gacchati iti Sarvatra Gaha. Right? Sanskrit student, Sarvatra Gacchati. Moves all over, everywhere. Means existing everywhere, ityartaha is the way to understand it. Okay? So, this uragaha, urasi gacchati iti uragaha. The Sanskrit word for snake is uragaha. On the stomach, it moves. Uragaha, urasi gacchati. On the stomach, front part of the body. Uraga, snake, uraga shayana. Like that, we have many words. Ga. Okay. So, agaha, nagachati, does not move, does not go. Parvata is called agaha. Mountain is called agaha, nagachati. It's a beautiful, see, if I go like this, I can't finish this shloka. So, I have to say it though. Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananam Aharnisham. How many of you have heard this shloka? Okay. Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananam Aharnisham Manekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe. Ekadantam, Ganesha, our dear Ganesha. Gajananam Ekadantam Upasmahe. Gajanan, the one whose face, Anand, is that of an elephant. So elephant-faced Murti. So Gajananam, Ekadantam, one who has one tusk. We worship, Upasmahe. Okay. But then there is another word in this shloka called Agajananam. Wait a minute, Gajananam, then Agajananam also. Agajananam means not elephant-faced. Many people translate like that. He has an elephant face, but then every face is his face. Therefore, Agajananam. Every face in this world is Gajananam. Is Vinayaka only. Therefore, Agajananam. That's a beautiful explanation, catchy explanation. But you want me to tell you the real meaning? Aga. Ga refers to going. Aga refers to what? Mountain. Aga, that which does not move is called a mountain. Parvata. Agaja is Parvataja, is Parvati. Born of Aga, born of Parvata is Parvati. So Agaja is what? Parvati. Agaja is Parvati. Correct or no? Following me? Okay. Okay. Girija. That is the meaning of Agaja. Correct? Girija. Next. Agajanana. Agajanana. Parvati's face is called Agajanana. Parvati's face. Agajanana Padmarkam. Parvati's face is like Padma. How Padma is lotus, Arka is Surya, sun. Just like when the sun rises, the lotus blooms. Like that, the one who comes and when Parvati's face blushes, blossoms, that one is who? Of course, Parvati's son, Ganesha. I hope you're following me. That Ganesha, who is therefore called Agajanana Padmarka. So that is the meaning of Agajananam. If we don't study Sanskrit, we can't figure all this out. We'll give all kinds of explanations. Correct? So that Ga, this Sarvatra Ga made me say all that. So that shloka is often used to highlight the beauty of Sanskrit. And why am I at it? Why don't I finish the other meaning? Ekadantam upasmahi. Correct? Ekadanta. Ekam dantam yasya saha is ekadant. One who has one tusk, one teeth, or one tooth rather. But anekadantam bhaktana. That word also anekadantam is opposite of ekadantam. Correct? Just like Agajanana seems to be the opposite of Gajanana. Here, Anekadantam seems to be the opposite of Ekadantam. Hey, Anekadantam has nothing to do with Ekadantam. Anekam dadati iti anekadaha. The one who gives many things, the one who gives all the wishes of Aneka, all the numerous wishes of Bhaktanam, Anekadantam Bhaktanam, that person. Nothing to do with Ekadanta. Correct? Anekadanta has nothing to do with Ekadanta. Agajanana has nothing to do with Gajanana. Correct? Okay. So, Sarvatra Go. So, that Sarvatra Gaha is there. And Achintyam also we completed. Anityashyam, Aksharam, Avyaktam, Paripasate, Kutastam, Achalam, Dhruvam. Rather than rush and finish this, we need to understand the word Kutastam properly, right? And so let's continue that in the next class. Kutastam. Achalam is straightforward. Achalam means what? Agam. So unmovable. Why immovable? Because Sarvatragam. Sarvatragam, all pervasive, can't move. You can't say Nirguna Brahma moved from place A to place B. Place A and place B are both Nirgunam Brahma. Therefore, Achalam, Dhruvam, Nityam, eternal, unchanging. Okay. Therefore, Dhruvam. Kutastam, we will look at it in the next class. I want to give 2 or 3 meanings to this. And so this shloka is describing that Nirgunam Brahma, Para Prakritihi. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you.